really good one in the afternoon in Lincoln, Michigan and Nebraska. It feels like maybe the wrong team favorite here, right? Michigan's a slight favorite. I saw 2.5. There was a 3 out there, so you can get 3 with Nebraska. The reason that I'm just a little bit hesitant to say Michigan's the better team, and the market's telling you Michigan is the better team, road favorite in Lincoln, is because I don't know if Bryce Underwood's ready to go into a tough environment and win just yet as a freshman. What do you think about that?
I don't think the market's seen Nebraska play. Look, there's a handful of teams out there that, in South Carolina being among them, Texas Tech a little bit, where, okay, yeah, they're supposed to be good. I will buy it when it happens. When like South Carolina I never really liked, and all of a sudden you saw what happened last week in that ugly game against Vanderbilt. To be fair, Sellers got knocked out. Texas Tech, I'll believe it when I see it this week. And Nebraska, it's been cute. It's been fun. I'm waiting for the Michigan defense to show up. And this is huge. I mean, because if you look at what's the next for Michigan, Michigan could afford that loss to Oklahoma. All was fine, but that's budgeting in this. Because if you look at the rest of Michigan's schedule, they're not losing again until they play Ohio State at the end of the season.
Who knows with that game lately, huh?
Of course. But you got to assume at some point that's going to swing around. So if you're Michigan and you win this game, you might not be that great, but you look again, what's ahead of this Michigan schedule? They're going to win out. And if they go into that game against the Buckeyes at 10-1, they could lose. They're 10-2 and they're in the college football playoff. So, like you said, it's kind of weird that we're talking on September 17th about this, but trying to go ahead, 2.5 months. This is a playoff game. Because you got to assume that right now, like you said, there's a playoff game for Clemson against Syracuse the rest of the way because they can't lose again. Every game for Notre Dame is going to be a playoff game the rest of the way. This is Michigan's playoff game because they win this, they're going to be favored in every single game until Ohio State.
And Nebraska, too. I mean, let's get their next 8 weeks here. Michigan State, Maryland, Minnesota, Northwestern, home to USC. And I think this USC team's a little better than people think. I think that'll be a fun game. Then at UCLA, I mean, that might be one of the easier wins of the year. And then they go to Happy Valley, second to last game of the year, and then their rivalry game against Iowa. I'll be honest, if they win this game against Michigan, they're staring at 11-1, 10-2 right in the face without really breaking a sweat.
Yeah, they're dropping those last 2, which is going to be the...
Wow, they're losing to Iowa at home.
It's Nebraska because it's Nebraska, and they're going to find a new and creative way to blow it. So I'm going to sheepishly say Michigan here. I'm not in love with it because I'm with you. If you love Nebraska, I'm not going to argue against it, but just Michigan, and just going to say, you know what, Nebraska, prove me wrong, and when it finally happens, we'll go with it.
I think at 3, you take Nebraska. Again, I'm looking at one.
You and your half points. I'm going to bust you out of this before the.
Don't
let a half point get in the way.
Numbers guy in me. I'm just too much of a nerd. I see that 3 out there. And
you
the rest
you
of the
are right.
27-24,
27-24, and you're annoyed. I get it.
27-24. I am very, very annoyed. If I'm catching 2.5. But listen, I think this does feel like a prove it game for that next contender in the Big Ten. We know Penn State, Oregon, Ohio State are legit. Like, I'm pretty convinced those 3 teams are legit.
Oh,
Michigan. I think there's a room for a 4th, and maybe this winner is the 4th.